The Galar region, the second most recent region released in the Pokemon franchise. It has released a total of 96 Pokemon. But out of all of them, which of them is the strongest? So here we go, calculating the greatest Galar Pokemon. The scores Pokemon will receive will depend on the following factors.
First is their base stat. Their stats will be split into the following categories. Bulk, which will be the Pokemon's defensive stat, plus their HP, and offense, which will be the higher one of their offensive stat, multiplied by 2, plus their speed stat. The category that gets the higher score will be their build score. They will also get a score equal to half of their other build, and classify whether they are a tank or a sweeper. If the score between the two are between 10, the Pokemon will be classified as hybrid. Sweepers will be further subcategorized into physical sweeper and special sweeper. However, subcategorized sweepers moveset will only contain moves compatible with their subcategories. Next is their typing, which will be their typing score times 6. After that is their moveset. Each Pokemon will have the following moveset, and the score of each moves will be based on the move's base power, multiplied by 1.5 if it is stab, multiplied by its accuracy, and plus or minus any secondary effects. The two most common secondary effects are applying status condition or causing stat changes. Pokemon will gain additional points equal to half of the chances of applying status conditions, or change by 25 for each stage the move increase/decrease a stat. The final factor is Pokemon's abilities. Abilities will only be factored into the Pokemon score if Pokemon's abilities are certain, guaranteed, and quantifiable, unless otherwise stated. Hopefully you understood that. This is how the full formula looks like. Let's just start.
Just know we will be counting Galar and Hisuian at the same time because I'm not separating those two. Yeah, to save time as usual, and to speed things up, only a Pokemon's final form will be calculated. Also, won't be going into depth of a Pokemon scoring until the top 10 because nobody wants to hear all of this. And final thing is, Pokemons are more likely to rank higher if they excel in a singular stat, such as HP, speed, or one of their attacking stats. As usual, items aren't included while making this list, and just know I don't really choose where the Pokemon ranks, I just choose the formula used to rank them. In 10th is Enamorus. Its stat split will classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 429, with its other build being 261. Enamorus has a typing of Fairy and Flying to give it a typing score of 4, and will have the moveset of Moonblast, Fly, Sludge Bomb, and Protect, for an average move score of 101, and a final score of 684. In 9th is Dragapult. Its stat split will classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 453, with its other build being 282. Dragapult has a typing of Dragon and Ghost to give it a typing score of -1, and will have the moveset of Dragon Darts, Phantom Force, Body Slam, and Dragon Dance, for an average move score of 109, and a final score of 697. In 8th is Ursaluna. Its stat split will classify as a tank and have a build score of 380, with its other build being 355. Ursaluna has a typing of Ground and Normal to give her a typing score of 3, and will have the moveset of Earthquake, Body Slam, Gong Shot, and Belly Drum, for an average move score of 126, and a final score of 703. In 7th is Sneasler. Its stat split will classify as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 440, with its other build being 260. Sneasler has a typing of Fighting and Poison to give her a typing score of 5.5, and will have the moveset of Dire Claw, Close Combat, X-Scissor, and Hone Claw, for an average move score of 101, and a final score of 704. In 6th is Urshifu. Its stat split will classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 405.5, with its other build being 310. Urshifu has a typing of Fighting and Dark to give her a typing score of 6, and will have the moveset of Wicked Blow, Drain Punch, Body Slam, and Swords Dance, matched with the ability Unseen Fist to give it a bonus 10 points, for a final score of 722. In 5th is Regieleki. Its stat split will classified as a sweeper and have a build score of 500, with his other build being 220. Regieleki has the typing of Mono Electric to give her a typing score of -1, and will have the moveset of Thunderbolt, Extreme Speed, Body Slam, and Protect, boosted by Transistor, for an average move score of 122, and a final score of 726. In 4th is Spectrier. Its stat split will classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 485, with its other build being 290. Spectrier has the typing of Mono Ghost to give it a typing score of 4, and will have the moveset of Shadow Ball, Psychic, Dark Pulse, and Nasty Block, for an average move score of 89, and a final score of 743. In 3rd is Zamazenta. Its stat split will classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 447, with its other build being 368. Zamazenta has the typing of Mono Fighting to give it a typing score of -1, and will have the moveset of Close Combat, Body Slam, Iron Head, and Protect, for an average move score of 94, paired up with the ability Dauntless Shield to give it a bonus 25 points, and a final score of 744. In second is Zacian. Its stats build classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 447, with its other build being 368. Zacian has the typing of Mono Fairy to give it a typing score of 5, and will have the moveset of Play Rough, Sacred Sword, Body Slam, and Swords Dance for an average move score of 93, paired up with the ability Interpret Sword to give it a bonus 25 points, and end up with a final score of 780. In first place in the calculated best Pokemon of the Galarian region is Eternatus. Its stats will classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 485, with its other build being 400. Eternatus has a typing of Poison and Dragon to give it a typing score of 0, and will have the moveset of Dynamax Cannon, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, and Toxic for an average move score of 114, and a final score of 799. Yeah, here's a graph of how the top 10 Galarian Pokemon based on scoring compared to each other would look like. Just know items and abilities aren't included for the scorings unless the abilities are guaranteed to happen. And for those wondering about crown forms and alternative forms, this is how the new top 10 would look like based on alternative form scoring, with crown form Zacian being at top. And for those wondering, Eterna Max, if it was calculated, would have a score of 1,227 because it's obviously the best Pokemon due to its 800 base stat or whatever. And yeah, what would you guys give this ranking out of 10? Me personally, I think this list is pretty good considering both crown forms are at the top as they should be. And yeah, that's about it.